Men have read it. What is something every guy should know but is rarely taught? How to not fuck up when you're angry. And how to not get angry when you do fuck up, and most importantly, how not to get angry when other people fuck up. Swallow and hold when shaving the hair on your Adam's apple. Think I got to age 23 before I knew that. PFFT, keys be fat enough it doesn't stick out. WTF, I genuinely didn't know that. I usually just pray and roll the dice, like every shave could be my last. I got told this by my dad at 16. Certainly helps. How to cook. Not just for yourself but for other people. Knowing your way around the kitchen is an extremely valuable skill. And it's a good way to relieve stress and, if you're really into it like me, a good way to build up stress. Also a good way to relieve starvation. How to be alone. And once that's been mastered, how to be together. It's funny, when my wife is around I tend to cook and clean for her benefit. I want her to be happy and comfortable. But when she's away I let things fall apart, and then I scramble to put things back together before she returns. Recently I've had a few extended periods of being alone due to my wife taking care of a sick family member, and it became clear to me that I couldn't keep treating myself this way. So I began cooking myself nice meals and keeping everything tidy for my own benefit. And the strangest thing happened. I started to feel cared for. The way I would feel when, say, my mom or grandmother would look after me is how I felt when I took care of myself. Loved. It's this warm feeling of peace and confidence that is new to me. It never occurred to me that to love myself I literally had to treat myself with love and take care of myself. Funnily enough, this has allowed me to give more love to the people I care about, especially my wife. Sewing. Mainly mending. It keeps you wearing clothes you like and will save you thousands of dollars. And a little bit more. You can also do basic hemming. Sew kids' clothing lasts many times longer. Get larger size. Hem and pull in to fit. Slowly undo it as they grow, or use on your own to get tailor-looking fits. Punk rock saved my ass like that. I started out sewing janky homemade patches into stuff. Now I'm a pretty decent seamster? Is there a word for a male seamstress? Whatever. I can sew good and fix holes in my clothes, enough that my friends leave all their damaged shit with me, and then there is me. I had a hole in the pocket of my pants that was so big that I was not able to put my phone in without it falling through. I used super glue to close the hole. It still holds perfectly fine after many times of washing the pants. Finances. Don't know anything about money. I know to hold onto it and spend it on bills. Past that I really need to learn. Roth IRA. Put as much as you can in every year until you max out your contribution. Once in the Roth IRA, put your money in the SPY index fund. Wait until you retire. Make sure you are eligible and don't over-contribute. Sounds boring, but everyone should bookmark ears.governor. The value of listening to someone's problems without trying to come up with a solution. Sometimes a sounding board is more useful than a fix. Do you want to vent, or do you want a solution? Getting the answer to this question is extremely important, though I have never figured out how to ask it. Tried once to be this direct, and it just stopped the conversation altogether right there. Getting the answer to this question is extremely important, though I have never figured out how to ask it. Tried once to be this direct, and it just stopped the conversation altogether right there. I never ask. I just always assume it's venting. Don't offer a solution unless asked for one. My go-to responses. 1. Yikes, that's crazy. 2. That must be very stressful. 3. Oof, that's tough. Don't strike up a conversation at the urinal. I'm having a glorious piss and I don't know you, man. It is acceptable when we are both at least 3 feet from the urinal. A family member walked up to me at a public urinal once with tons of people in the bathroom, takes the one right next to me, turns and says out loud, "Whoa, that's a nice hunk of meat you got there," and turns back to the wall like nothing happened. Some guy recently walked into an airport toilet where I was having a piss and yelled, loudly, "So this is where all the dicks hang out." Careful with that joke, it's an antique. If a woman says if you love me you will do something, stop doing something, give up something, etc., you should just walk away. This is just a control technique. Someone who actually loves you would never do this to you. I use this all the time on my partner, but for dumb shit like if you love me you'll give me a big ol' smooch. Well, now I feel like that's just playful banter. As the other reply to this comment says, there can be good manipulation like if you love me you'll never do heroin again, but there's also really bad manipulation like if you love me you'll stop and focus on me. I've seen the latter in action. The guy is always miserable and at least subconsciously desperate for a way out. If you love me you'll give up your cat. Lol bitch, bye.
Please like and subscribe for new content.